My friends, I know this is not the most inviting video background, but I was just teaching in my teaching van here, and I want to get this video done now because I think it's a really great topic and it was really helping one of my clients, and let's just get into it. I use modes to open up the guitar neck a lot, right? Sort of like unlocking the fretboard. And there are some particular positional ways that I do that. I want to focus on particularly learning the mode in the position that you are playing that particular chord in, almost as like a modal chord scale, okay? If some of you are sort of thinking it that way. So let's just say I have a D Lydian, right? So I have my D major 7, right? The one way that I have done this before in a lesson would be, all right, D major 7, and then I have my D Lydian 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, right? Cool, okay. I can use if I'm in this position, right, instead of just doing it up here, right, I can do it down here using the 5th of, okay, and this obviously works for every mode, but if I'm in D Lydian, the 5th of A would be A Ionian, right? But what I'm not doing is looking at A Ionian as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. I'm looking at A Ionian as 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, sorry, 3, sharp 4, 5. That's how I'm looking at it. Because if I am playing in A Ionian, very much my home base, right? But if I'm playing that position, A Ionian as a position that I know, but I'm thinking of it as a D Lydian, right? I can get a little bit more of that sound. Right? And then that just melodically becomes a different way of playing that particular position. What I want to get into is, like I was saying, looking at it in the sense of the chord itself, or in the position of the chord itself, or relating to the chord itself in that position. What do I mean by that? Same idea, right, as that particular idea, right? If I have my D major 7, right, I can look at this and say 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why that's so hard for me to count, right? 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5. I can look at it right there, right? And then be able to move that up if I sort of say, you know, 1, the root note, 1, 7, 6, 5, right? And that'll now cover the whole thing, but I'm really centralized on that being my root, or my bass note essentially in that chord, right? Rather than having to think of like it as an A Ionian position, and then taking the position but moving where that root is and where those chord tones actually are. Now, why this really becomes a little bit more beneficial is you'll be able to pick up the chord tones and the melodies that you want to play a little bit easier than thinking of these positions. Doing it in the positional way can be a little bit mathematical, just a little bit, right? Until you start understanding that relationship musically, right? Because if I am in whatever major 7, whatever Lydian it is that I'm playing, right, I can just jump up to that Ionian position. And if I know that, I can learn it in a musical sense and play melodically over those changes. Now, if I have that, okay, that's the perfect way to sort of look at this, right? My 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and then, you know, like keep counting up, and then also going backwards, right? 1, 7, 6, 5, and then that covers that whole position of the neck, right? And I can, obviously, anything that I'm sort of doing right there, you know, I can bring up here, right? And now if I'm up in this position, I can see I have this like D, right, in sort of like that G, if I'm using the cage system to look at it, my D in this G system, right, and I can sort of look at my D major 7 voicing there, you know, where I'm sort of taking this D major, right, covering those, so like the 7, 7, 7, 9, right? Starting on that D string, I'm not even playing the top two strings. 7, 7, 7, 9, and in that voicing, I'm playing like the 5, the root, the 3rd, and then the 7, right there. Cool. Which means if I take this position that I just played, I'm sort of looking at this now almost like a D major pentatonic with the added notes in there, right? All right, so that, if I was playing that as my voicing, I can play my D Lydian right there. And that, if I move it up here, right, my D major 7 here, or even I could even do my major 7 sharp 11 if I'd like to. I have that sort of, I want to say like the first position that we would learn Lydian in, you know, which would sort of be right in that position, taking that voicing. Cool. Now if I can move this up, I'm actually going to move it downward from where we started rather than kind of continuing up. But I have this, you know, sort of D major bar chord as a major 7. I have my G position of D that I made into just kind of negating the top two strings and making that my D major 7. And then a D major 7 right here, where if I'm starting on my D, 12th fret of the 4th string, right? 12, 11, 10, 9, root, 3rd, 5th, major 7, right? Got cut off there. If I have my D, right, major 7, right, and I could add, that's my 5th, like I was saying, root, 3rd, 5th, I can bring it down a half step, right, and I can get that sort of major 7, sharp 11 right there, right, if I'm playing my Lydian. Now I don't want to go up, I want to go backwards. The reason is we can kind of get our footing here, right? Going back to that first D major 7 that we were playing, I could do this sort of C version of that, right? So if I was going to do a D major in C, if I'm using like that cage system, right, it sort of looks like this. It's just taking a C chord, right, and I'm having my first finger like sort of open. I'm just bringing it up to the D, where the pinky is, and then covering the G and the E string right on the 2nd fret. Cool? Now that would be a root 3rd, 5th, root 3rd. I can take that root where my middle finger is, and I can just lift that up. Cool? So now I have this. And honestly, the 2, 2, and 2 on those bottom 3 strings, really I could just play the 4th string open and play the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st string on the 2nd fret, and that would also be my open position of a D major 7. Okay, but I have my D major 7 here. Now what that means is I can learn that scale right? And I am root, so 1, 2, 3, sharp 4 or sharp 4, right? 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, right? And that now it's like, oh, what is that? What is it? If I want to look at it positionally, all right, even though we're trying to break out of it, but this might be a good way to take that positional way of learning this and put it into the chord voicing, is I'm taking my A Dorian or A major pentatonic, adding the 7, the natural 7 in the 4, right, to create that major scale, that Ionian in this position, that A major Ionian, right? But now, doing what we did before, switching the value of the note so the D is the root. All right, so I have 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4. And it all just like sort of plays off of each other that way. What that means is now I can, at any moment, even if I'm playing this, I can look right, in this position here as well, or here. And I'm not really lost because I sort of have my open position of D major 7. I have this position, which is kind of a bridge from the open position of D major 7. Then this position of D major 7, this chord voicing, I should say. This chord voicing that I was using, which is kind of off of my G, right? This chord voicing, right? And that is going to allow me, because right here I'm on 10th position, right? And that just allows me right back into where I was. Right? Intonation. Guys, this is not an expensive guitar. So I hope that helps. You could do that with any one of the modes, right? If you want to do it in Dorian, you know, the E Dorian. You know, can you... Can you not get lost by thinking of E minor with a natural 6, wherever it is that you are? From an E minor 7, from an E minor 7. You know, even down here, from like this E minor 7 that would be down here, this E minor 7 that we can start bringing downward, even if I wanted to really mess with, you know, how I'm playing these, you know, a 5, flat 7, flat 3 root. If I'm looking at all of these different positions, can I do all of that without getting lost and without having to memorize sort of positionally where you are and then change those note values? We could just be thinking of these chords. Where are all of these chords? Where are all of the E minor 7s? And then figuring that out and then adding the 2 in the natural 6 or the 2 in the flat 6 in Aeolian. You know, the D major 7 like we did, you know, and figuring out where 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7 is, you know, if I'm in D Lydian. So try it. I don't want to go through every single one of the modes because it's more that you take what this lesson was and use it for each one of the modes and different chords, you know, and different sort of modal chord scales that way, right? And almost if you have like two wheels and you spin them, one wheel has all 12 tones, you know, and then the other one has all 7 modes, and you just say, oh, C sharp, you know, Phrygian, and you sort of like go through this movement with C sharp Phrygian. If it seems that daunting, because we do have 12 tones, right, and we do have 7 modes, if it does seem that daunting, it's not. Once you start learning it, it is easy to make this conversion in real time. You know, you don't have to sit there and learn each one. And remember, that's a little bit more like memorization. You learn this concept, and you're going to be able to do it in any of the keys, right? In any of the key colors. So I hope that lesson helped. I know that was a lot. As always, comment below if you need a little assistance.